The Subnautica 2 teaser trailer just dropped, and along with it, they revealed a lot of interesting stuff coming to the game. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. If you haven't watched the trailer, I'll leave it linked in the comments below, but I'm just gonna go ahead and focus on the interesting stuff here. So early on, we see our main character attempting to scan this large rock, and it turns into a large hermit crab-like creature. Now, looking at the character's reaction, this creature is probably not hostile, so it makes me wonder if this creature is going to be some sort of a reefback Leviathan, in a sense where it has outcrops or barnacles on its shell for us to harvest. Or maybe it'll just have its own special resources to harvest. I don't know. I just think he's pretty neat because he reminds me of Crustle from Pokemon. Now, shortly after, he gets sucked into a vacuum of water, getting dragged into the deep, dark abyss. And I'm wondering if this will actually be an in-game feature. It doesn't seem too far-fetched to have currents of water that flow to and from different parts of the map, like that water tunnel scene from Finding Nemo. But it's also very possible that it could just be there for cinematic purposes. And from here, they go on to reveal the greatest addition to this game. More about that later. Then the trailer ends with a first look at one of the Leviathan class creatures of the game. Or at least I hope that's a Leviathan, because if not, I'm scared to see how big they're gonna get in this game. It seems to be a Kraken-inspired creature with these grabby appendages at the very end of its tentacles, which I can only hope has an in-game purpose. It would be really cool to see it grab certain items off the walls and floors and put it around somewhere. And since it has multiple tentacles, I wonder if it'll be able to grab attack multiple people at once in multiplayer. Now that we got the trailer out the way, we can get into the very interesting stuff. If you go to the About section of Subnautica on Steam, they have a lot more information about the game, so I'm just gonna go through all of it, analyzing each section as we go. A new world awaits alongside an all-new story. You are a pioneer traveling to a distant world, but something is amiss. The ship's AI insists you carry on with the mission. This world is too dangerous for humans to survive, unless you change what it means to be human. What creatures, intelligent or otherwise, await your arrival? First off, they state that it's a new world, which could mean that this game is probably not taking place on planet 4546b. They don't give us any cues for a time frame yet, so we have no idea if this takes place before, after, or even during Subnautica or below zero. They also state that we are a pioneer, which I believe means that this game will feature a silent protagonist. We don't hear any dialogue from either of the characters in the trailer either, which also supports this idea. If that's the case, I'm very happy to see this return. I know a lot of people were not fans of Robin from Below Zero, and although I see no issues with the character itself, I believe Subnautica is way more immersive when you're playing as a silent protagonist. Let me know what you guys think though. The other interesting thing is that one section where it says the ship's AI insists you carry out the mission. I think the wording here is very intriguing because if you think about it, the previous AI we've had in Subnautica was very passive, giving out recommendations on what we should do next rather than commanding us to do what it says. Unless you go exploring the dunes, in which it passively aggressively judges you for making such a stupid decision.
Detecting multiple Leviathan class life forms in the region. Are you certain whatever you're doing is worth it?
The AI seems like it may have an ulterior motive. It was designed by Altera, so who knows what it was tasked with. But overall, I think the idea of an AI antagonist would make for an intriguing narrative, especially since we're coming into an age where AI is present almost everywhere online. However, I could be digging in way too deep, so take all that with a grain of salt. And I'm gonna skip over this part for now since we get so much more on it later. The next section is about multiplayer, and it says, play alone or with up to 3 friends in online multiplayer co-op. Whether exploring mysterious ruins, building custom bases, or adventuring deep into the world, the challenges of this planet will test your ingenuity and ability to adapt in unexpected and curious ways. 4-player Subnautica is a massive W, but they also sprinkle in the fact that this world will have ancient ruins, so we're probably going to get to see more of architect technology. I just hope we'll be able to utilize this technology and not have it in the form of batteries and power cells, although it would still be very nice to have. The next section is about crafting and bases, and it says, survival depends on utilizing the right tools. Alongside basic items such as your scanner and flashlight, you'll find recipes for more advanced tools, equipment, and submersibles. Bases are more customizable with an overhauled building system. New tools allow for greater adaptation to the world. A lot of juicy information here. So they did show in the trailer that the scanner is back and with a slightly new look. I don't know about you guys, but I do like what I see. The old scanner animation felt kind of clunky, and this just looks so much cleaner. But this is also just an image, and my opinion might change once we see actual gameplay. As for the more advanced tools, they do have a screenshot for these turbine wristbands that might be the replacement for the Sea Glide. Now, I do love the Sea Glide, but God, this is actually really cool. As for the submersibles, they do show us one in the trailer, which looks like a Seamoth equivalent, and there's another screenshot of it from the side. I believe that this was already shown in a previous teaser, but it's nice to see more of it. Now, probably the most interesting thing here is the base building is being overhauled, which makes me excited and nervous at the same time. It's very exciting to see that they're trying to expand in that area of the game, but what they had previously already works pretty well. So depending on how they go about this overhaul, they might end up making base building worse in this game. However, they haven't gone into any detail about what they're exactly doing yet, so I'll hold all my judgments and hope for the best. But I do have confidence that the developers know what they're doing. The next section is about new biomes, and it reads, from towering underwater cliffs to lush coral fields, this aquatic alien world is brimming with vibrant and breathtaking biomes, each teeming with diverse ecosystems and unique creatures. But something isn't right. The world is out of balance. What happened here? What happened to you? And more importantly, where are you? Now, the only thing of importance here is that last part. I'm not exactly sure if they're insinuating that our character loses their memory or if we're being manipulated by the AI or Altera or something else entirely. It's very confusing, but also very exciting. Either way, it's definitely some more information to think about. Next up, they talk about studying the life on this planet, which they say, uncover a rich world full of mysterious life forms. From the smallest fish to the largest Leviathans. Scan creatures to learn more about them. Use your biosampler to take samples for study. As you learn more about this world, evolve your genetics to adapt your body for survival. Yeah, that last part sounds absolutely bonkers. This is just a theory, but I think the whole adapt your genetics thing is a skill tree system where you can upgrade your attributes by collecting these biosamples, which will act as skill points. One of my biggest gripes with the Subnautica series so far is that there's a lot of cool looking fauna and flora, but they don't really have many in-game uses except for filling dead space and looking really cool. But with a system like this, it could make every creature in this game equally important and much more rewarding to find. This will also give players something else to work towards on top of base building and tool crafting. They then talk about surviving the depths, which they state, this world is vast and deep. Venture beyond the safety of the shallow waters, descending into the dark unknown. Wonder and danger lurks around every corner. To survive this planet, you'll need to push beyond your boundaries and unlock the secrets of this strange world. No real information here, but definitely a good way to make the game look more intriguing. And then they end the About section with the early access information, where they say, Subnautica 2 will be an early access game, meaning it will be in active development at release. You may encounter bugs, in-development features, and performance issues. We will be adding additional biomes, creatures, craftables, and narrative as we proceed. Join us in the early access to help shape the future of Subnautica 2. If I remember correctly, this is exactly how the first Subnautica was developed, and it ended up working out pretty well for the game. In terms of the early access release date, I could have sworn that it said December of 2025 when I first checked it out, but I can't find that anywhere now, which means my schizophrenia is probably acting up again. But all it says for right now is 2025, which isn't bad. We may get it in a couple of months, or we may need to wait an entire year and then some. But as long as we get the game in a pretty good state, I don't think we'll need to complain. Anyways, that wraps up all the information. Comment down below your thoughts and opinions on all this. I really want to see what you guys think. And if you really enjoyed the video and want me to release more like this as more information is released, also let me know in the comments below. And while you're waiting for Subnautica 2 to drop, check out this video right here where I beat Subnautica starting from the lava zone. Anyways, have a good day.